everyone. Xantok here with Slickstar Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Zero Time Dilemma. Now, this is the game the series really that's all about jumping through the timelines and sending your past or your current self really into the past and changing events and carrying your consciousness and all kinds of other crazy and wild stuff. So you know what? I think we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to send my present self into the past so we can see what happens in this episode. Let's see what happens. Alright, Q, you guys are the last ones in the box, I believe. Yeah.
It opened!
Now all we have to do is insert the plug here.
So where is this plug?
I think if we input the right numbers here.
What?
Wait. What do numbers for your head have anything to do with the plug for this?
You'll see.
I should just do it. You might get it then.
Stop avoiding.
So Delta should be in the room with them
Do you
right now.
even know what should go there?
The numbers are,
Good thing I still have this one written down.
Are you kidding me? You're...
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, good. He's quiet. The only good Eric is a quiet Eric.
Eric, it's been an hour. Would you just get used to it already?
How can I? I mean, it's a robot! For real? Could you maybe do something about it?
is this better?
Yeah. Now the shape brings out your eyes.
So this doesn't freak you out or anything at all?
I could say the same to you.
Well,
Yeah, Mira.
much phases me. I'm just not that type. You could have been a Martian for all I care.
Yeah, I was surprised when I first found out. I thought my heart was in my throat.
You don't have a heart.
You don't have a throat.
Hold on. Did you say when you first found out?
I meant it happened to me before. In the past. In another history.
Another?
I remembered everything when I saw what I looked like earlier. You see, my brain isn't located in this head. My thought center is there, inside the quantum computer. That is where I think, perceive, and send command signals to this body. For example, when I raise my hand like this, it's simply receiving a command. Just like a remote-controlled toy. know? A quantum state is one where all possibilities overlap and coexist. This quantum computer, then, is able to use this state and run, say, simulations A, B, and C simultaneously. Basically, my brain is an infinite number of worlds and possibilities. So I can use that framework and, well, jump between other histories.
Oh, there's no way.
That I could do that? But it's possible that you two might be undergoing the same thing.
I don't think they are.
There's a theory. Human consciousness may be a result of quantum effects in the brain. It's called quantum mind. It's more or less suggesting a human brain is a form of quantum computer. If a specific set of conditions are met, then you too can...
Jump to other histories?
This sounds like crazy talk.
You don't believe me?
Of course not.
Oh, I don't blame you. I guess I should explain everything then.
Please? Start at the beginning.
Before I begin, I need to do one little thing.
Take the head back off.
What did you just do?
Just a little something.
That's terrifying to look at, honestly. What's happening?
Nothing changed. Huh.
That we can see. But it looks like the message changed.
Yes, I started up the system earlier.
It says force quit program on standby. To initiate, 2 key items must be set. What does that even mean?
Wait, it seems like there's something else.
The key items are...
A mother's mementos?
I wonder what those could be.
Yeah, another team will figure that out.
So, this is saying we need to find them?
Does that mean they're hidden around here somewhere?
Even if that's true, I don't think we have the time.
Damn. Guess our time's up.
Now it is time for you to sleep. When next you wake, know you will have no memory of these past 90 minutes.
Except for Q.
Pleasant dreams.
Or... Sean. He's technically doesn't lose his memory. Sort of, ever. I don't... And that should let us go here now. Will that open up another thing for... Okay, oh, wait, they're all there. Does it matter which one? This feels like finale. Oh no, final decision.
I knew it. Looks like the memories we regained are true after all.
The 3 wards were all in the same place. Then...
Carlos!
He deserved it.
Akane. Junpei.
And Mira and Eric.
And you're Sean, right?
Carlos. What happened?
Proof of friendship.
Anyway, what are you guys doing here?
Also, I thought they weren't supposed to remember the last 90 minutes.
Schedule. C team and Q team should both still be asleep.
We took a page out of your book and did what you did. We used the cards to keep the bracelet needle from injecting us.
So, does that mean?
Yeah. I remember everything.
I do too. Junpei and I as well.
Over the past few hours,
And then Mira and Eric just like,
back the memories we forgot.
Well, to be
We're
more
here.
accurate, it's more like we accessed the morphogenetic field and downloaded all of them.
Then you have the other history's memories too?
Yes.
Then you're like us.
But why?
Hold up. Eric and I are different.
Yeah,
we know.
we didn't gain memories from other histories.
Then neither of you got injected?
No, we're the same as Carlos and the others.
I told them. Maybe I'll start from the beginning. First, so I could run the program in the Force Quit box, I accessed the central control computer. Then, I briefly turned off the communication network. That way, I stopped the surveillance cameras from sending any data to Zero.
That makes sense.
I didn't want Zero to catch on to what we were doing.
And that's when Sean let us in on the truth.
But Delta
What's
should have
going
been
on
with
here?
them.
We went over to the transporter room and picked up 2 cards. Before the injection, we each slipped one between our wrist and bracelet.
Okay. Now you two make sense. But what about you, Sean?
Well, you probably already know, but I'm a robot. Being injected does nothing to me.
Then
Every time the time limit approached, I was forced to go into sleep mode. Then my memories from the previous 90 minutes were deleted. I didn't want that to happen, so... You remember me saying I accessed the computer? Well, I hacked my own system too.
He said he managed to cancel the forced sleep and delete functions.
What about C-Team then?
We couldn't interrupt the surveillance cameras, so we had to be sneaky instead.
First, Carlos pushed me down and climbed on top of me.
What?
It was just an act. I was only pretending to do it.
Not impressed.
Carlos used that moment to whisper in my ear. He said to go to the transporter room and grab the cards in there.
But if I just let her go like that, it looks suspicious. So Junpei and I stayed behind to get Zero's undivided attention. I casually invited Junpei to the power room. You can see the results of our conversation.
You should have told me what was up.
If I had,
There were
Zero
better
would
ways to
figure
do
it out.
that.
You look like you'd be a crap actor.
and after that,
We met Akane in the lounge. We hid from the cameras and each got a card from her.
sorry, but could I get confirmation on something?
Yeah, seriously.
Everyone knows what all happened in the other histories, right?
Even you, Mira and Eric?
Didn't Eric say so earlier? Sean told us everything.
Fuck Ace.
But wait. Why?
Why what?
Why do we know about the other histories?
Well, that's probably...
Son
You
of...
want to know?
Oh, okay. I thought it was Eric in the shotgun. No, it's Delta in the shotgun. I'm wondering where the hell he was.
Q? Or maybe it's actually Zero.
You are free to call me by my given name, which is Delta.
Good point. He has magic.
There's no need to look so threatening. You were the one who named me, Diana. It doesn't matter. I shall answer your question. Carlos, Kane, Junpei, Diana, Vi, and Sigma. All 6 of you know that you are shifters, correct? Think back on your path to this very moment. Did you arrive in this history by following a normal flow of time?
Absolutely not.
No, of course you didn't. You jumped in from another history using your shift abilities. And it wasn't just this once. You have been shifting back for many times. From one point in space-time to another. You boldly took chances. Much like jumping from one tree branch to another. You have forgotten that fact, perhaps as a result of the medicine, or as one of the side effects of shifting. Regardless, your memories have been kept firmly and
No, I just took a sip because I need water.
within the morphogenetic field. It is simply that the 6 of you regained the memories of those times. One small trigger, and the levee preventing you from remembering collapsed. Sean is a similar case. However, his thought center is located within the quantum computer, so I suppose it's slightly different from you.
What about me and Mira?
You are both like me, in that we do not have the ability to shift.
You don't?
I have another power instead. The power to mind hack.
Mind hack?
I am able to read other people's minds. I know the thoughts and ideas that go through their heads. That's why I know exactly what Phi is trying to do right now. Step away from that device, Phi.
Then, when we blocked the injection,
I saw through your ruse.
Then why did you...
I wanted all of you to play the final decision game.
The final decision game?
I find human decisions fascinating. More specifically, the world branching that occurs as a result. I already mentioned that I am unable to shift. But after looking inside millions of minds, I learned one thing. There are people in this world with the ability to jump between histories. That shifters exist. Hence, why I know so much about these parallel worlds.
You did all this because you were curious?
When a person does something significant, it's difficult to boil the reason down to one word. Their motives are often very complex. It is the same now. To fulfill several objectives, it was necessary to trap all of you in here.
So why did you do it?
You want to know? It is so you give birth to Phi and myself, Diana.
That makes sense.
What do you mean?
Phi and I are the children of Diana and Sigma.
Phi is...
Wait. They're children?
Time travel! Yeah.
November 16th, 2029. Phi and I were born in this shelter. This was another history, of course. Shortly after, the atomic data that makes up our bodies was transported to April 1904. The transporter was located in a German research facility at that time. Our bodies reconstructed and regenerated the export pods at that facility.
But that would mean you're actually...
Old as fuck.
I'm 124.
You're joking.
But Phi is...
A German researcher sent her to 2008. Records indicate that she was part of an experiment.
You're saying Phi jumped back in time from 2029 to the year 1904? And then forward again to 2008?
And more than just that, it's complicated.
Both times, simply the data makeup of Phi's body.
I heard in 2008 the device was being studied in an American facility.
That's when an old couple who were researchers took me in.
We've gone off topic. But yes, that was one of the major clues. Everything that occurred here helped create Phi and myself. And when I say that, I am including all of the other histories. If I hadn't trapped the group of you here, then Phi and I would have never been born in our current forms.
Your current forms?
Sean, you should already know about epigenetics. You see, environmental factors determine which switches are activated within the genetic code. Reproductive cells are the same. Or perhaps I should say that the reproductive cells are the ones most affected.
Oh, I get it. That's why you made Diana and Sigma play the decision game.
What do you mean?
By backing them into a crisis situation, he caused an epigenetic change within their reproductive cells. I think that's why their children were born with unique powers.
Gold Star. This is the reason I have my mind abilities. Phi was affected as well. You were born.
Well, you see, Lop, when two people love each other very much,
DT. Do you recall
Fade to black.
what was written on your wall?
I will not continue.
Curious hate oozes.
You can ask Chappie about it.
Rearranging the letters gives you.
No way. What you choose can materialize us.
Our decisions will bring you to life.
That is why the decision.
I think it's because how do you born country? I believe it's because they were put in a crisis situation, which is how people would use the shifting to go back, but they didn't. Instead, it was just like, okay, crisis. I guess it's like
So I get why you had to
did a
have
thing.
Sigma go through
I-
life or death decisions. But the rest of us,
the more life and death decisions, I guess, the more your brain go
My motives.
cuckoo or something.
What?
Kelly, help!
There's more?
You could explain it better.
Fuck you goddamn old man!
Fuck, no!
And Vi still has her super kicks. I mean, it's basically if he didn't trap everybody there so that he can be born here, then he would never been born. Then he can't. Then nothing. Then his whole life doesn't even exist. The first game deals with that too, though with a different character.
May be right.
What?
Diana, take this. Put it in. Your bluebird, too.
The first game does a great job telling a contained story about the paradox.
Verified. Key items were set.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically the time travel theory of like everything that you were going to do has already happened, therefore any time travel is a complete loop or has to be
What?
in order for time to not unravel into oblivion.
The hell? What is this?
Hey, answer me! What's with that announcement?
Must I explain? This shelter will soon explode. You've worked so hard, only to turn on this facility's self-destruct mechanism.
Sean, access the central control computer.
It's no use. Once the Force Quit program has been activated, there is no possible way for you to reverse it.
Then what can we do?
I will tell you one good, no, two good things. First, I suggest checking behind the bar counter.
Well, I don't want alcohol, man.
Oh. No!
Why
Whose
would
body?
you-
Gab's been...
Did you kill?
What the fuck?
Yes, with a shotgun gun.
Also, guess Gab's not a robot.
There wasn't much life left in him anyway.
No, Gab survives for at least 10 months, guy. There's some life there.
Hear that coming from you, Sean.
So what's the other thing? You had two things.
Yeah, he said they were both good. How's Gab being dead good?
We already know that.
I told you everything. Reading other people's thoughts isn't the only thing I can do with mind hacking.
Oh, god damn it, Eric.
It only lasts a moment. But I am able to control someone's body as I wish. Like this.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But now he probably... Oh, no, he can't shift.
Eric, why?
No, for real, my finger just...
Mind hacking.
Understand now. This is...
How are you alive?
So, let's begin. Your final decision game. You have two choices. One, to stay here and wait to die.
I mean, most of them can shift and get out.
The other is... The other...
Hey, what's the other option?
The other option is you kill 6 people and you get the X passes. In which case, we just kill Sean, Mira, and Eric, and we win. Oh wait, we have to kill 3 more. Shit. We killed them again.
5 minutes until explosion.
What should we do?
What about the X door?
And how exactly should we open it? Unless 6 people die, it's gonna stay closed. Or should we start killing each other now?
You 3.
Mira?
Start with you 3. And then
I have
Carlos.
an idea.
Which is?
We're going to shift.
all of us together.
Hey, hold on. Like jumping to another history?
But Eric and
I'm sure it will be fine.
If it
Remember what I
doesn't,
said?
nothing of importance is lost.
Consciousness may be a result of quantum effects in the brain.
Oh, yeah. You said if certain conditions are met, we can also...
what are the conditions?
First, you need to be exposed to danger. And the other one is...
To be in the vicinity of a group of shifters.
I get it. We'll resonate, and then Mira and Eric can...
But which history are we going to jump to?
None of the similar histories will work. When
Go
teams
back to the coin flip!
And we can't shift if there are no bodies for us to jump to, right?
Then we need to jump to where all of us are alive.
When we're all alive.
Do you mean...
The history, where we won the coin toss.
But Sean won't be there.
I'm not sure I get it all.
Is he? I can't remember if he's there or not.
Saying, there's no way we could do that.
Why not?
Junpei has been done with this crap the whole game.
in different histories.
Our consciousnesses swap places. Ours for theirs.
We'll be forcing our other selves into these bodies, and they'll die without knowing why.
Oh well!
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
What?
Well, they're all living without a care off in another history, yeah? One time, they do the coin toss once and win? Don't you think that's unfair?
Mira, you're saying they...
Mira, you do know that in this history, we all know that you're a serial killer and we're not going to let you get away, right?
Consider if those people really are.
Good point. If we assume that we here are the true versions, then the us and the other history are essentially strangers. Even more of a reason not to.
If we shift to that history, then we're tossing the others under the bus to save ourselves.
The us in that history have done nothing wrong.
Yeah, but they don't know how to stop things, so
The
fuck
only
them.
thing they did was win at a coin toss.
You could say the same for us. The only thing we did was lose a coin toss. Even so, we've had to go through so much shit. We've been forced to put our lives on the line.
Besides, aren't the bodies in the other histories ours anyway?
Then
Yeah,
why
I really don't
should
see the
we
moral
second
dilemma,
guess
personally.
ourselves?
Huh. Um...
1 minute until explosion.
We're out of time. I'll say it again. We have two choices. We can stay here and wait for our deaths, or survive by sacrificing our other selves in another history.
So that's what that bastard meant. Final decision game.
I mean, well, obviously we're going to see both endings. The bad one first. Don't shift. Everybody dies. I like how Mira's just resting her arm on Sean's head. Alright, that's a +1 on the death counter for all characters. Whoa. Three achievements pop up at once. Finish everything for all. Finish this thing for all 3 teams. Jesus. Oh no, which one was it? Let's go to the flow chart. It's easier. Yeah! Oh my god. That's a water word too, man. Oh. What? Wait, what? Wait. I clicked shift and then... Ah, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, it just kept me out of there. I hated that. Alright. Ah, stretch. Shit.
Damn, I can't remember anything. Me neither.
There, it stretched.
Neither can I.
Ah, fuck. I knew that was coming.
Like I made a bet with someone, but
Someone?
What kind of bet?
Did we all forget what happened?
Hey, could I ask all of you something? Who is this kid?
That's Sean. He's your new best friend.
Did we do it?
We're not wearing the bracelets, so I don't know the time. But
Judging by the position of the sun, it's probably noonish.
And the date?
How would I know?
Hey, Mira. Eric. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
I definitely remember you.
then we really did.
Must have worked.
Life is unfair.
Oh, why are you here?
You bastard.
17 years ago, a snail traveled down a narrow
It's the
path.
fucking snail again.
If that snail hadn't been there, perhaps all of you here would have lived a completely different life than you did. Just one small snail, and everyone's lives, even the world, changed.
You can't blame
So,
your
what's
shitty
the big deal?
things because of a snail, guy.
Would you just quit talking nonsense?
I'm so glad you were safe.
Of course we were. You all have shifted in from another history.
Whatever. We gotta call the cops.
Mira.
What exactly will that accomplish?
Isn't it
The
obvious?
snail that's own page on the wiki
We're
could
throwing
fuck.
you in the slammer.
And my crime?
Murder.
Murder? I see. But I haven't killed anyone. Specifically, in this history, not a single person has died. I strongly doubt the police will listen.
But in the other histories, you...
Did you not pay attention? I don't have the ability to shift. The only reason I know anything of those histories is because I mind hacked them. In effect, the me you know different person than the one before you. Can I be charged for killing someone in another history? If so, then I'd say this world would be full of criminals of all kinds.
Yeah.
What about conspiracy to commit?
Yeah. I'm betting this history's got a bunch of dangerous machines and gimmicks all over the shelter.
Unfortunately, I have removed them all. You've slept for quite a while. Nothing is left in the shelter. No transporter, no quantum computer. Loaded into a truck and taken away. Sean is able to move right now due to radio signals received from a satellite. Why? Aren't you happy? I say again, in this history, not a single person has died. Vi and I exist, and there will never be an outbreak of Radical 6. There is only a bright future ahead for all of us. Is this not what you'd call a happy end?
But according to you, all of mankind will die if time passes and nothing is done.
It was a lie.
A terrorist attack that sparks a nuclear war.
I heard this story. You said you released Radical 6 so that you could kill that person.
The me before you did not say that, but I can't deny it's true.
Radical 6 won't spread throughout the world in this history.
That means that fanatic guy won't die.
Wait, so now humans will go extinct?
Eh, we had a good run.
Where's that happy future you mentioned?
Interesting. Does that make you angry, Vi?
What?
If so, then we have a serious contradiction. I had prepared a future in another history where 2 billion would survive. But yet, you decided to jump to this history. That means you chose a future where humanity goes extinct, over 6 billion dead.
No, you're wrong, Delta. Nothing in the future has been determined yet. We'll shape the future with our own hands.
Huh. You said something I can get behind, Carlos.
I think so too.
I agree.
Okay, me too.
Mira, you're right. The future has infinite possibilities.
If we work together, we can accomplish anything.
Humanity's gonna die out? Screw that.
We'll definitely change that horrible future.
Find out how in Zero Escape 4.
What's so funny?
Just that.
What the hell do you mean?
I'm sure I told you in another history that my motives are complex. Imagine, what if none of you had experienced the events that occurred in the shelter? You're so determined now to change the future.
I don't know if Eric is.
One of the goals of all of this was to get you into that frame of mind. It's all going according to plan, without a single casualty. I created a future where mankind will be saved. Does that upset you? Are you angry that your life was played with? Very well. I will give all of you one last
No more decisions! Don't give to Eric. Okay, that's better.
With that gun there, you will be able to choose whether to kill me now or allow me to leave. I promise I won't use mind hacking on you. You are free to decide. Which shall it be? Pull the trigger or let me go. The fates of you, me, and mankind are all on the line. This is the decision game.
Motherfucker. I had a feeling that's how it would end. Now the game is over, we think. Final credits? Possibly final credits? Oh, I can't skip the credits this time. Final credits. It's over. Oh, yeah, I had a feeling that, yeah, okay, yeah, they're gonna fade to black with the gun. We're not actually gonna know if we kill him or not. There's a few story files I can read now as well. Oh, okay. I'm guessing it's gonna be epilogue stuff for stuff that just like fills in more of what he was doing. If we did actually get like a final decision of shooting him, I was gonna vote up a poll and be like, all right, what do you guys think we should do? Do we kill him or not? Because my thought process was, what's the point in killing him? You know, there's no reason to. Whether he's lying or not, it's like, all right, we're out of here, we're done. Killing him does nothing but make us feel better. So if he's telling the truth, might as well make him live, and he can help try to not. Oh, these. You were saying Wesker. Now I know why you were saying Wesker. That was Wesker's VA. All right, now it makes sense. I thought it was just a joke because, like, the whole glasses and the whole scientist manipulating everything. Alright, well, that makes sense to me now. But yeah, what's the point in killing him? Like, if there was a final decision there, I'd be like, nah, I don't shoot. I don't do it. As far as what's the plan now, right now the plan is let the credits roll, get the final save, read the story, and then figure it out after that. I guess. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I have a few ideas of what could happen, though. Feel free to give thoughts. My ideas are basically either play some Smash, play some Splatoon, play Mario Kart, do a tier list of the game's characters. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. But I will say something. I want to talk about this game, the series, for a bit. I understand, Kelly, why when we were going through the first game, you were kind of just because I mentioned I was like, yeah, I'll probably play through the whole series. You were kind of lukewarm on this game, saying it wasn't as good as the others, and you know, you're definitely not wrong. It's shorter, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The story is a little rockier, and the puzzles are not only, there's a lot less than there were compared to Virtue's Last Reward. There's a lot less of everything compared to Virtue's Last Reward. But I feel like difficulty-wise, they were a lot easier. They reused the same concepts several times for some of the puzzles, which was a bit disappointing. I think only maybe the first and second stream that I actually like. I mean, there were some parts where I struggled, or it was like a single element that I was misreading, or it was just like something I wasn't getting. But I think it was really only like the first or second stream where I had a puzzle that I just really could not do. I don't even remember what it was. Maybe there were more moments, I'm just not remembering them. But I know there were a few times where I had to be like, there was clues like, hey, did you check everything? It's like, well, I thought I did, but let me go check everything again. It's like, oh, first thing I click on, here's a thing in the damn suit of armor. Great. But I would say, story-wise, the first game tells the most concise, packed story. It's like, all right, you don't need to have any other content. Everything is all just here. It all makes sense in this one game. I don't think Akane was done very well in that game. She's much better here. But the first game I thought did a pretty solid job with the story. The second game, my only real had a lot of crazy twists and turns. My only real problem with it is the way it ended. It ends like, you know, but like it ends on a cliffhanger, and they're like, okay, you need to do the next one, but they didn't even know if they're gonna make a next one. It's like, that I gripe about. Also, the 10-hour finale stream just mentally broke me down. ZTD is a weird one. The budget hammer hits it hard. Yeah, you can tell with the animations. And it lacks a certain charm compared to the others. The cinematic presentation suffers, in my opinion, because of visual novel format. So digest info and scenes at their own pace for greater effect and immersion. It's fine for what it is, but could have been way more. Here's something for Zero's Key 4 if it ever happens. That reminds me of another thing. I know why the game is set up this way, but I didn't necessarily really like how it was set up, where you're jumping between different points. Like, obviously, you know, there's the shifting. That part is fine. But when I'm picking points on the floor, it's like, here's a bunch of thumbnails. What do you want to do? I'd rather have like a more straight flow chart, like the first two games, where I started from the beginning, and then I made my way down different paths from there. Not just like click a scene. All right, we are somewhere in timeline 3. Don't know what's happened, but we're somewhere here. That I didn't really care for too much. Oh, there's the achievement for collect all trophies. We did it, gang. And it only took us 22 hours and 23 minutes. Technically, a little bit inflated because of break times. Compared to 999 super tense atmosphere to ZTD, which is just, let out, I killed Junpei again. Yeah. Alright, you said that I had... I don't know where I'll read it. Xantai, Kelly, want to jump into planning alternate timeline hell with me for werewolf video? I mean... I like coming up with ideas. You know this about me. You said that there's a few story files I can read now. I guess we'll just click into a random scene. No, that wouldn't work. Just click here. Alright, game, let me menu. File. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm assuming the new ones that just got unlocked were everything from post-apocalypse 1 and up. Or does it include the murder 17 years ago? Like what is the actual new stuff here? Oh, I like this. Technically, they should mark that they're asleep here. I mean, because they weren't active. Post payoffs? Okay. Alright, let's do this. This must be fate. Fate? Diana smiles weakly from the bed at Sigma's question. Don't you remember? You told me that yourself. Oh, wait, no, you said post-payoffs, not post-apocalypse. Wait, what did they say about Gab? That was just, where the air ducts go. Let's talk about Gab. The air ducts don't lead to other words. It's just a small space for Gab where he rests on a rug. So every time they threw him cheese, they were just basically sending him to bed. That's great. That's great. Okay, yes, the post-payout. That's actually what we care about, not the other stuff. Oh, except... yeah, whatever happened to that fight? I want to know. Okay, she became a scientist. But then what happened? Okay, so this is... These are new things, too. I think. I'm just gonna read through them. The gold files in VLR was where the files peaked. You had to work for the extra supplementary stuff. Yeah, I liked that, honestly. So yeah, Diana, you told me that yourself about Fate. I never said it. If it really was me, then yeah. The Sigma who was 67 inside. Diana shifts her frail hand closer to Sigma and he gently grasps it between his own. The Sigma before her is not the one who was trapped in the shelter. It's the same body, but a different consciousness. On April 13, 2029, Sigma was at the headquarters of Crash Keys. His eye and his arms replaced with robotic ones. There, the Sigma returns to his body from 45 years in the future and begins to carry out Akane's instructions. How many years has it been since you came here, Diana? A little over 3, I think. I followed you here in May 2029. A violent coughing fit takes over after she speaks. Sigma helps her sit up and softly pats her back until it subsides. Why didn't the medical pod work? I told you, it's fate. Diana's skin is definitely pale, but like her eyes still shine with light just like a child's. They were talking about people's person. I would be really curious. Something I would like to see on the flowchart. It's like everybody's personal flowchart. Like, show me where Sigma, or I guess Carlos is a good example. Like, okay, here's Carlos. He goes here, and then he jumps here. He goes, and then he jumps. And like, show me that. Show me that on the string board. That'd be fun. Who is this talking about? Okay, this is more Sigma and Diana. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't know about that, Diana. Alright, post payoff, Carlos. The day is bright and clear. A girl in a white dress strolls along the beach, the wind tossing her long blonde hair playfully. Up until a half a year ago, she had been confined to a bed. Carlos's eyes still tear up every time he sees her smile. Come on, Carlos. You don't always have to help me. That's the point of my rehab. Oh, you're right. Sorry, Maria. Carlos brushes her hair out of her face. It's definitely not the summer sun that's making him act out of sorts. It's the fact that his sister is here standing before him. Maria grins up at him. What would Akane and Junpei say if they saw you being all fussy like this? It's fine. They understand how important you are to me. Both you and Junpei put your lives on the line. It's a different history. But going through that means we know how to treat reverie syndrome. I can't believe we had the ability to jump through space-time. I'm just glad you're able to control it now. It's all because Carlos met Akane and Junpei that Maria was able to recover. He wishes he could show them just how well she's doing. This also says, we. So does that mean Maria can also do it? I guess that was the whole reverie stuff, I guess. You're thinking about them right now, aren't you, Carlos? What makes you say that? Because you're smiling? Carlos closes his eyes as his unconscious smile turns fond. Oh, they're just about your age. Kinda feels like I gained a brother and another sister. You are going to their wedding, aren't you? Yeah, and you're coming with me. But there's something Carlos needs to do first. Back when the three of them parted ways. I'll be waiting to hear word from you when you look at that terrorist. Carlos held his right hand out toward Akane and Junpei. The other two grabbed onto it with their own. There is no way of knowing if Delta was telling the truth. But if he was, one fanatic would kill off all of humanity. Akane and Junpei vowed to find this person, and Carlos offered to help. He can still feel the strong bond between the three of them, their hands clasped together tightly. I suppose I better get used to talking more before the wedding, huh? Or was that Maria talking? I don't know. It doesn't say who's talking. Holding her hair out of her face, Maria reaches out to her brother, who takes her hand in his, and they continue walking down the beach. The same blue sky above them stretches over friends Carlos knows they can rely on. I think the idea was that more and more people are sensing the potential apocalypse the maniac will cause, so developing Esper powers worldwide. Okay. Where's post payoff for Sigma and Phi and Diana? They don't get any? That's sad. I had to check down the bottom to see if the game was screwing with me and put it at the bottom for some dumb reason. Junpei sits upon a white sofa somewhere within the secret location of Crash Keys, twiddling a pen and sighing. What else should I say? Laying on the table in front of him is a half-written letter. Suddenly, Akane pops up behind him. What are you doing, Junpei? she playfully teases. Ah! Junpei dives with the letter. She snatches it from his fingers and begins reading. Let's see. Carlos, without you, Akane and I would have never gotten together. Thank you. Is this an invitation to the wedding? No. Most definitely not. He makes a grab at the paper, but Akane quickly moves it out of his reach. It's just a progress report, Junpei mutters. Okay, yeah, I mentioned the wedding. But the date hasn't been set yet, and I made a promise to you and your brother. Why can't we see Santa? We wouldn't get married until we've dealt with the fanatic. Akane's face flushes bright red. She hastily hides her face behind the letter and goes back to reading. I'd like nothing more than to get the approval and blessing of our old friends and those of you we met 6 months ago. Eyes wide, Akane glances up at Junpei. He avoids her gaze, awkwardly scratching the back of his head. Why do you need permission from Eric and Mira, though? That was the Diana who lived with Sigma on the moon base for 3 years. Oh, right. Duh, I totally didn't even... Yeah, I guess their stuff's in... Yeah. She became stiff from low gravity. I really wish D-Team got some text to them being a happy family. Fanfic writers have material to work with at least. Fanfic writers, let's be real here. Fanfic writers don't need material to work off of. They just need a picture or a sentence or a furrowing of brows. 2 people holding hands. That's all fanfiction writers need. You know, there's a history where I keep... Oh, no, this is the other one. You know, there's a history where I keep searching for you. Even after I'm old and craggly. It still exists out there somewhere, and when I think of that, a sharp pain jolts through Junpei's face. Akane is pinching his cheek. Oh, that hurts. What are you doing? To prove to you that this isn't a dream, Akane giggles. You still can't believe we're together like this? Junpei shakes his head. You've changed a lot, Junpei. Half a year ago, you were never this honest. It's like... How do I want to describe it? Like a dream? Junpei leans in and quickly pinches Akane. Oh, now you've done it. She darts forward and goes up to Junpei with both hands, getting in a pinch wherever she can, and Junpei does the same. Once they start laughing, it's very hard to stop, and they keep going until they're out of breath. I guess this is all thanks to Carlos, too. That's why I'm writing that thank you letter. On Akane's left hand, a ring glitters on her ring finger. They moved it to the right hand. And then why are there 3 for Mira and Eric? I don't care about that. Oh, wrong one. Hey, Mira, how are you feeling? Are you lonely? Come on, Eric. You visited last week. Oh, is she in prison now? Eric smiles wryly and reaches out the Mira with his left hand. Mira does the same, and their hands with matching silver rings alight on either side of the plexiglass window. Disgusting. I brought a new guest to see you today. Eric shifts to the side and a head pops into view. You're... Hi, Amira. Long time no see. It's Sean, right? Yep. I'm happy you remembered. Behind Mira, the sun is sitting through an iron-barred window, lighting up the visitor room. Been a long time, Sean. It's good to see you. The smile that appears on her face is real. Mira no longer needs to plaster on a fake one. When I heard you turned yourself in, I was really surprised. Eric was the one who convinced me. He said I should pay for my sins so we could be together. So that's why you got married in jail. Eric ducks his head shyly. Are you sure you're okay with this? Mira asks. He looks at her in confusion. They made it work. I don't know. Don't you regret marrying me? I did carve your heart out in another history. Isn't that what you said, Sean? Well, yeah. You did. You did a few other bad things too, but yeah. Eric looks at Mira straight in the eye. I've already told you this a bunch of times. I forgive you. No matter what happens. Besides, you haven't killed me in this history yet. Right? Yet. Mira's lips twist wryly. But the Heart Rippers killed people already. So many. Sean, stop it! Eric turns angrily on Sean and Mira's face falls into a frown, but Sean continues speaking. You turned yourself in, Mira, but it doesn't mean you've paid for all the crimes you did. I doubt the family and friends that were left behind will forgive you, even if you put on death row. There's no way you can clear your sins here. Mira grits her teeth. But there is a way to clear them. Well, not what you've already done. Technically. You'll have to pay for those your whole life, but that will never change. But maybe you can in another universe? Are they... What? Suddenly, Sean's fist crashes through the plexiglass window. Mira jumps backward while Eric is frozen in shock. No! Stop it! What are you... Eric can't even finish speaking before Sean moves. Jumping through the broken window, he kicks the outside wall of the visitor room, causing it to crumble and reveal a giant hole. An alarm immediately starts blaring, and police officers rush into the room, but Sean darts forward and takes them all down in a blink of an eye. What the hell? I don't like this. He holds his hand out to Mira. Let's go. Go where? I know where the transporter is being stored. You're saying we should go change history? Eric finally stutters. Sean nods. To stop young Mira from committing murder. Mira, I'm pretty sure that's the only way you can clear your sins. Mira stares out through the hole in the wall at the horizon extending beyond. No. No, that doesn't happen. That's not canon. I don't care. Well, everyone, that was sadly the end of the Zero Escape trilogy. 999, VLR, and now ZTD have all been put in my past. And not the weird past that is also my future, which is also my past, which is my future. It's... Sometimes this series, I feel like they go into it saying, how can we most fuck with people's heads? Because really, all three games do that. I had a good time though. I enjoyed it. I do think that if I was to rate the three games, I would put Zero Time Dilemma at the bottom. Not because it's bad, but just because I liked the other two more. Kind of across the board, really. I mean, I thought the puzzles were more varied and, generally speaking, better in the first two games. Even though the first two games gave me a lot more frustration with some of the puzzles. This game, overall, the puzzles were a lot easier. I was not struggling nearly as bad. And to be fair, I don't want to struggle. But, you know, there was definitely some elements of puzzles that were used arguably too much. Arguably too much. That said, you know, again, I enjoyed it. Story was fun. Twists were great. I did not see Delta being a thing and being like the actual true leader of the Q team, and that the character that we all thought was Q was actually somebody else. And then you realize as they're going through that real, it's like, oh shit, they've never actually called him Q before. Huh. Wild. It was absolutely wild. And there was even a point during the crossbow scene where I typed in Delta, I think, after I learned that character's name, and then Sean turned towards the camera and shot me. I was like, what? What? And I didn't even catch it. Like, that should have been a huge fucking clue. But I was just like, is the game saying I'm Delta? That's what I got out of it. Then at one point, Eric's like, hey, old man, what do you think? And I'm like, the dog's in the room, so I'm led to the assumption that, oh, he's talking to the dog, calling the dog old man. That's weird, but you know what? Eric's weird. No, he was actually talking to Delta. It's like, shit. Fuck. I've done a little bit of reading since I finished the game. It's been about a week since I played it, for the time that I'm recording this now. I enjoyed it a lot, though. I would love for there to be a fourth. You know, I was talking with Kelly Jelly, one of our viewers for this series, about this a lot. The guy that got me to start the series. We would love to see a fourth game. We'd like to see characters that we haven't seen return. Like, I'd like to see Lotus and Seven come back from the first game. I don't really know if Clover... Actually, no. Kay, or Kyle from... Which that's the word. In like the, I guess, non-canon epilogue to Virtual Sword, he was also sent back in time. That was supposed to go to this game's plot, but he wasn't here, so either the developer decided to retcon that, or my personal headcanon is he's stuck in the bathroom and the door's locked and he couldn't get out, and the only reason Akane knew he was supposed to be there is because in the ending where they escaped and triggered the Radical Six epidemic, he finally escaped from the bathroom just in time to run into them. That's my headcanon, and I'm sticking to it. But otherwise, I mean, if we do get a fourth game, absolutely please reunite some more of the cast. Even go for a large cast. You could do like 2 groups of 9 having their own plots at the same time, and they don't even know that each other are there doing things, and the player wouldn't even find out until, like, I don't know, when they think they're 2/3 of the way to the first group, like, oh man, I'm getting close to the story. And the game is just like, did you know that there's a second party of characters? And you're just like, what? It'd be great. I'd love it. But this game, with a few bits here and there, masterwork. Absolutely masterwork. I'm very glad that I played the whole series. I could have done without some of the deaths. The acid showers were horrifying. The choice, some of the choice was just like, dear God. Like, thank God this was the game where you are encouraged and outright required in some cases to explore every single decision and route. Because otherwise, things like having Diana choose between letting Phi die or shooting Sigma, and Sigma maybe will live, maybe won't die. It's like, that's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. And then one of the first scenes that I encountered when playing through my order, we go through the puzzle with heating up this weird, mannequin body parts, and we discover, nope, those were Junpei's severed arms and legs. Oh my God. And then it led to the chainsaw scenes. Fuck, man. Fuck. What a game, though. I enjoyed it a lot. I wonder. I mean, obviously, we know that, like, if we were to get a fourth game, it's going to cover them trying to find the religious fanatic and stopping his plot to kill everybody on the planet. We know that, but I wonder how it's going to take place, how it would take place, because something I was talking to Kelly about this as well. That something I realized after playing all 3 of these games, that each time you go into this scenario thinking, okay, this guy Zero is a crazy person, they're a psychopath, they want us all to get murderized, and they're gonna laugh as we all do it to each other. But then every time, every single game, Zero's true plot is for everybody to live. But you have to go through so much death and torment and timeline jumping and knowledge seeking, because you also have to either solve a bootstrap paradox or build up enough mind juice to jump yourselves into the past, or in some cases, both, while at the same time getting everybody to live in one specific golden route. Now, there's always been a villain, Ace, Dio, and the golden route involves them living as well and being apprehended in the end. 999, oh, I guess not 999, ZTD, Zero Time Delta, the villain, you don't even know the character is there, Delta, until right at the end, because you don't realize that he's Q, and Q is fucking Sean. Blows my damn mind there. Ha, like Sigmas. Ha, too soon. But it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, if the fourth game were to be about the religious fanatic, and we get Zero 4.0, Zero 4.0 can't be the religious fanatic unless they decide to curb expectations, because we gotten used to Zero being actually not bad, little fucked up, but not actually bad. And they're just like, but this time Zero is bad. Or they have a Zero 4.0 and then he gets killed partway through, and then you replace him with the fanatic. I don't know. When is this game even released? I don't even know. I'm curious. I need to look this up. 2016. Okay. So it's been 8 years since this game came out. And there were not gaps this large for the rest of the series. It was 4 years and then 5 years, and now we're at 8. Not strong odds we'll get a new one, but you never know. I don't know what the team behind this game has been working on since then. I think they actually made 2 AI the Somnium Vitals games. I haven't played those yet, but the first one's on my radar, although I have been warned that, well, there's a lot of sex jokes, apparently. So, I'll have to get over that if I play it. But I think I've said everything I've thought of to say here. Love the game. Would love to play more of this series. We'll see you all in the next game that you decide to watch on the channel. Unless you decide to watch some of these games that I wasn't involved in. I guess I won't see you. But we'll see you all at another video. Bye, everyone.